Well, I think in the same way that you're saying you don't personally hate them, but you are opposed to what they stand for and what they're saying and how they've behaved, I think that's entirely the same argument that Meghan and Harry are making in their documentary and in the work that they've done, is saying that actually the way that they've been harmed by this institution, by this system, which, you know, we cannot deny the impact of colonialism, we cannot deny the impact of this monarchy in terms of we have a history in this country of doing really terrible things to other places, and to deny that reality, to deny the impact of and the reality this monarchy. How is it that in this day and age we have a group of people who are born into wealth and privilege just because of being born into it? It is absolutely
They're also responsible for developing the Commonwealth.
That is the norm.
They're also responsible for developing the Commonwealth, which has been one of the great success stories in the world. And, of course,
it's not really Commonwealth, though, is it? The people who've got that wealth are mainly in the royal family, have a lot more wealth.
So you hate them because they've got money. So presumably by that yardstick, if you hate people who've got lots of money without actually earning or deserving it, you must also hate, therefore, the Sussexes, who've done nothing to deserve it other than trash their family.
Well, I think, you know, I think there's a sense that, of course, people, we can't, like, hate people because of their privilege, but what they're doing with it or how they're utilising it is really important as well. And I think there is a sense that we are also talking about a man who, as a boy, his mother was killed by a baying mob in the media, and then was,
actually, no, that's not true.
grew up to have a wife who was also attacked by a baying mob.
These are easy lies to say on television, but I'm afraid I have to hold you to account on it.
But it's not a lie that his mother was killed,
Princess Diana was not killed by a baying mob.
It's not a lie.
Princess Diana was killed by a drunk driver. That was the official inquest report into her death. It was a drunk driver speeding who killed Princess Diana. So it wasn't a baying mob that killed her.
Furore.
You might want it to be a baying mob. And maybe Harry has grown up thinking it was a baying mob. I could tell 100 stories about the way his mother colluded with me as a newspaper editor with the paparazzi, or colluded with me over having a private lunch at Kensington Palace, giving me loads of stories, which she knew I would then have as informed information for my newspaper. I could tell the time that Diana rang me up and gave me an hour-long interview about a visit to a clinic she'd done, signed off on every page of the interview, which was faxed to her and returned with her initials on it, and the next day said she was outraged by the intrusive story in the Daily Mirror, which was the story she'd given me at length over an hour on tape. So there are lots of different ways you can skin this cat about the relationship between the royal family and the media. My argument about Meghan and Harry is they apparently were so disgusted by this callous, racist family and institution that they fled the country, gave up royal duty, now live in California in extreme luxury, and yet, bizarrely, they still want to retain the titles afforded them by the institution that they describe as callous racist, and they use those titles to make themselves stinking rich without doing any work. I think that's hypocrisy.